Harland Sanders was born in 1890 in a small town in Indiana. Life didn't give him an easy start. His father died when he was just 6 years old, leaving his mother to work long hours to support the family. That meant young Harland had to cook, clean, and take care of his younger siblings. At an age where most children played with toys, he was experimenting with recipes, never realizing that these early days in the kitchen would one day become the foundation of a global empire. School wasn't much better for him. Sanders constantly struggled, not because he wasn't smart, but because life pushed him into responsibilities far beyond his age. By the time he was 13, he dropped out of school altogether. He worked on farms, painted horse carriages, delivered mail, sold insurance, practiced law for a short time, worked on railroads, and even operated a ferry boat. But nothing stuck. Either the job ended, the company failed, or he got fired. He changed more jobs by age 30 than most people do in an entire lifetime. But Sanders wasn't a quitter. Every time life pushed him down, he got back up and tried again. At age 40, he was running a small gas station in Corbin, Kentucky. It wasn't glamorous, but it was steady, enough to feed his family. Travelers often stopped for fuel, and Sanders noticed something. They always complained about not finding good fast food on the road. That single observation changed his life. He started cooking meals, fried chicken, country ham, and biscuits, right inside his gas station. At first, he served customers on his own dining table. Word spread like wildfire. People drove miles just to taste his cooking. Soon, he opened a small restaurant across the street. And it wasn't long before he perfected something special, the recipe for Kentucky Fried Chicken, using his famous 11 herbs and spices. It took years of experimentation. Sanders tried hundreds of spice combinations, failing again and again, until he found the perfect flavor. Each failure felt like a punch to the gut, but he didn't stop. By the time he reached his mid-50s, his restaurant was booming. He believed his life had finally stabilized. He had a successful business, a family, and a future he could be proud of. But life wasn't done testing him. In the 1950s, a new highway was built that bypassed his restaurant. Traffic stopped. Customers disappeared. His business, his entire life's work, collapsed. Sanders was forced to sell his restaurant at auction. After paying debts, he was left with only $105 from the sale. He was 65 years old, broke, and living off a small monthly pension. Most people would have accepted defeat at that age, but not Harland Sanders. One night, sitting in his small kitchen with nothing but his pension paperwork, he made a decision that would shock the world. He would start over. Not in his 20s, not in his 30s, but at an age when most people retire. He packed his pressure cooker, bags of flour, and his spice blend into the trunk of his old car. Then he set out on a journey across America to convince restaurant owners to buy his recipe. He offered them a unique deal. Use my chicken recipe and give me 5 cents for every chicken you sell. Sounds simple, but it wasn't. He slept in his car. He cooked in restaurant kitchens for free. He gave out samples everywhere he went. He knocked on countless doors, and he got rejected again and again. Some say he was rejected over 900 times before getting his first yes. Imagine that. 900 failures, 900 humiliations, 900 times being told he wasn't good enough, his idea was useless, he was too old. But Sanders kept going. Finally, a small restaurant agreed to use his recipe. It was the beginning of something big. People loved the chicken. Soon more restaurants joined. The franchise model took off like wildfire. By age 73, he had more than 600 KFC franchises across America and Canada. His face became the brand. White suit, black string tie, and that unmistakable smile. In 1964, at age 74, he sold the company for $2 million, equal to around $20 million today, but remained the company's ambassador. He became one of the most recognized figures in the world. Not because he started early, not because he had money, not because he was lucky, but because he refused to give up. Harland Sanders proved that success has no deadline. Age is not a limit. Poverty is not a curse. Failure is not the end. It's simply a test of how badly you want something. His journey, from a poor boy forced into cooking at age 6 to a man rejected hundreds of times, to the founder of one of the biggest fast food empires, remains one of the greatest comeback stories in business history. Today, over 25,000 KFC outlets exist worldwide in more than 145 countries, and every piece of spicy, crispy fried chicken served is a reminder that one man's refusal to quit changed the world. The Colonel's story teaches us a powerful truth. You can fail at 20, you can fail at 40, you can fail at 60, but if you stand up again, success will bow down to you. Because the person who rises after failure is unstoppable. The man who started KFC didn't win because he avoided failure. He won because he turned every failure into fire. And at 65 years old, when the world thought he was finished, he started a global revolution.